Christianity, Islam, Judaism and Hinduism. Many people like to blame religion for violence, while others believe that religion can stop violence. But what does the available data show us? And is it true that some religions are more prone to violence than others? To start with, let's check this out. According to Peacefull, a French think tank, between 1979 and May 2021, at least 48,035 Islamist terrorist attacks took place worldwide. They caused the deaths of at least 210,138 people. And between 1979 to 2000, as you can see here, India was among the biggest victims of what they describe as Islamist terrorist attacks. An American think tank based in Washington, D.C. tried to study people's perception towards religion and violence in various countries. It was revealed that majorities or pluralities in the USA, Canada, and every European country other than France judge that some religions are more prone to violence than others. So, following that, those who responded that some religions are more prone to violence than others were asked a very difficult question. Let me read that question here. Which one of the religions that I name do you think of as most violent? Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or Hinduism? As you can expect, the answers to this question were quite shocking. In the USA, 67% pointed to Islam as the most violent. Christianity 9%, Hinduism 5%, Judaism 4%. Notice this, more pointed to Christianity than to Hinduism. In Canada, 61% chose Islam as the most violent, Christianity 8%, Hinduism 6%, Judaism 4%. Again, more pointed to Christianity than to Hinduism. In Great Britain, 63% selected Islam as the most violent, 8% selected Christianity as most violent, and 4% selected Judaism. Only 3% pointed to Hinduism as the most violent. Did you notice this again? More pointed to Christianity than to Hinduism. In France, 87% pointed to Islam as the most violent. In Germany, 79% selected Islam as the most violent. In Spain, 81% selected Islam as most violent. In the Netherlands, a massive 88% pointed to Islam as the most violent. In Russia, 71% selected Islam as most violent, and in my country, Poland, 77% pointed to Islam as the most violent. Now, this is interesting. A country like Turkey, where 99% of the population is Muslim, more pointed to Islam as the most violent than to Hinduism. See this over here. In Turkey, 46% selected Christianity as the most violent, Islam 15%, Judaism 20%, and Hinduism just 2%. And take a look at this. In Lebanon, 66% pointed to Judaism as the most violent, Christianity 15%, Islam 18%, and Hinduism 0. Again, in Jordan, it is 0 for Hinduism, right? So yes, when it comes to people's perception about the most violent religion, the only religion that gets 0 is Hinduism. Not once, but twice. As mentioned here, in predominantly Muslim countries, many agree that some religions are more prone to violence than others, but those who think this mostly have Judaism in mind. According to Pew Research Center in Turkey, about a quarter of the population subscribes to the view that some religions tend to violence more than others. A plurality points to Christianity as the most violent. It is important to note that all surveys are based on national samples except in China, India, Morocco and Pakistan, where the sample was disproportionately or exclusively urban. So around the world, more or less, violence or violent people can be found in every religion. And historically speaking, how European Christian colonizers have Christianized, terrorized, looted and raped the subjugated populations, causing irreversible damage to humanity, cannot be forgotten. But now, in our times, as mentioned by Peacefull, between 1979 and May 2021, at least 48,035 Islamist terrorist attacks took place worldwide. And as mentioned here, civilians are the main target of Islamist terrorists ahead of the military and police forces. These numbers are scary, very scary. According to Pew Research Center, Muslims were asked about their attitude towards suicide bombing and other forms of violence against civilian targets to defend Islam. Yes, pay attention to these words, suicide bombing and violence against civilian targets. 57% of Muslims in Afghanistan, 46% of Muslims in Bangladesh, and 16% of Muslims in Pakistan said that suicide bombings and other acts of violence can be justified. That's why it doesn't matter whether you follow a religion or not. But is what you're following making you a better human being? Yes, that definitely matters. See you again.